Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another podcast. I'm here joined by the very amazing Stacey Hymer, who is not only an RMIT alumni, but also a two-time Olympian and an amazing Taekwondo athlete. So welcome, Stacey. Thank you so much for joining us today. So before we begin, I just wanted to tell us a little bit more about, the sport of Taekwondo and how did you begin?
So I started Taekwondo when I was 4 years old. I started because I have an older brother. He was the first person in our family to do Taekwondo. And then when it was my time to choose a sport, I actually first decided to do dancing. But he told me, no, don't do dancing. That's a girl's sport. Come and do Taekwondo. And so I didn't really know any difference at the time. So I was like, yep, I'll come join Taekwondo. And honestly, it was just a lot of fun. You play games, you're with friends, you meet people. It was just so energetic and good atmosphere. You just have fun. And you're a little kid, you're running around, you're jumping over hurdles, and you're just having a good old time.
So when did you decide that you wanted to take your sport to the next level to become a professional?
Well, as a junior athlete, we had the Junior World Championships coming up, and I wanted to make the national team. That would have been my first national team competition to go overseas, compete, and that was my first interstate competition, international.
Yeah.
First international competition in Canada, and I was with my family, my coach, the whole team. And then I lost my first fight to Jordan, and I really realised the standard and the level of competition in Australia compared to the rest of the world. And I was like,
definitely.
Oh my God, we really need to pick up our game.
Yeah, we're a bit below the pace. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I actually want to. I see myself. I remember watching the finals with my coach. I was like, I want to be in the finals. I want to do that. I feel like I can do that. And so we just put our head down, go back into training. And then we saw 2020 Olympics, Tokyo coming up, and we're like, okay, what competitions do we need to do to get to Tokyo?
Yeah.
And so one at a time, you slowly, go to training, go do this competition, ticking it off.
Yeah.
Yep, we won that one. Yep, go to the next one, win this one. Yep.
Just got more and more hungry for it.
Yeah, and so the big breakthrough was winning Oceania Championships to be able to get those ranking points and then go into that international world ranking and Olympic ranking pool. And then, we went on to Euro tours to join the national team here. The whole NPC was formed, and with the NPC is a National Performance Centre, which is combat centre, and we were able to go overseas, international tours, do lots of opens, and start, getting a feel of the whole international game, all the athletes in your division, and then preparing for Tokyo. And then obviously COVID hit, so that was another big, hurdle to get over. But just preparing for the next games and getting this selection, winning the selection, qualifiers, everything. And then off you go, first Olympics, here it is.
And you said we multiple times throughout that. Who are we talking about when you say that we were trying to get to the next step and then we had to get the qualifier? Who's the team that is behind you?
Yeah, so obviously you got your Taekwondo individual sport, but myself, my coach, and then my family and everybody. But it was mainly me and my coach. We were us two, going through all the little steps together to get to where we need to go and make sure, we are ticking off everything to be selected and then to qualify. Yeah.
So it takes a village. So have you had the same coach since the whole beginning or the last couple of years through all the Olympics or?
I have been quite lucky where I've been in a really good supportive network where I have been with the same coach all the way through. Yeah. However, there has been a little bit of chopping and changing in between. When I did join the National Performance Centre, we had a national coach at the time. So there was a bit of an adjustment just into a new coach, different way of coaching and training and atmosphere. And so that was a really challenge in itself. But luckily I still had my club coach at the time, and he was very supportive of me all the way through. So we have a really good relationship where I was able to really, rely on that person's advice to really, lead the way to what the goal is.
Yeah.
And then we got a new high performance coach, which has really changed the whole environment and changed the whole training environment, and has brought in a whole new different perspective on level of standard of training and the what goals you want to reach and how to reach it. And so combining, the person who you've been with your entire life to a new person who's just brought in like all this wealth of knowledge has just been a really good dynamic to, be a part of, and a new training environment has just been exceptional, which has just brought up our professional standard, internationally as a whole of Australia.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of training environment, we're actually sat here in Stacey's studio, or what would you call it? Your sports centre, your home.
Yeah, our combat centre is just Taekwondo. We got judo mats here, Taekwondo mats here, and I basically live here every day. I set up 10 outside, and I'm in here every morning, night.
Rolls out a swag here if she's staying in a late night. Yeah, that's awesome. So you said you're here pretty much every single day. Yeah, but she hasn't been here recently because Stacey's actually just returned from being overseas. So can you please tell us a little bit more about that?
So the national team, we just came back from China. We had the Senior World Championships, and that was a 7-day competition, which was huge. I competed on the very first day, so I'm compete in the under 57 kilogram division. Alongside one of the other boys, he competes in a heavyweight division, and so it was basically 2 or 3 divisions per day. And so it was us two for the first day. I won my first fight to Finland, but then lost my second fight to Spain. And with Taekwondo, once you're out, it's knockout, like you're finished. That's it. Day's done. And so we've had the entire year prepping for this moment, and for me to not achieve what I wanted to achieve in that moment was pretty it's heart-wrenching. It's a big sting. It's a big tough pill to swallow. But essentially we had a really good success. We had one female, she won bronze in the under 62 division, and that was like incredible. So I'm like, everybody's kind of got around her, and it was a big win for the entire team, big win for the coaches as well. So it's happy to see that we had success come out of the World Championships, and for me as well, like seeing someone to actually pull through and actually do this, because we've had a really good preparation. Someone's been able to come home with something, so it's actually really good to see. Yeah, we have had success in the team. It's great.
That's awesome. So what did the preparation look like? Obviously going all the way over to China, I imagine months and months of preparation. What did that look like?
Yeah, so we've had training camps in Korea. We've had competitions in America and training camps in America. We have been to China a few times for competitions. We've had international camp here in Australia, where we've had countries like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Chinese Taipei, Korea. I'm trying to think who else joined us, but it was a international training camp with lots of countries all involved in this centre. There was probably close to like 50, 60 athletes. Like, it was huge.
Wow.
With all their coaches and physios and the whole team. They all came down for 7-day training camp. And that was a really big moment for us leading into World Championships, which is crucial for us to have that number of bodies to rotate with in sparring and get most amount of fighting experience and opportunities in your weight category to prepare for World Championships. Like, it was great. So yeah, that whole leading into competition was huge, very hard.
I can imagine.
We did put our bodies on the line pretty much every single day. But in the end, it's paid off, because you could see we've had a success.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for me on the day, but that's fine. Like, I know
you'll be the next one.
Everything was great. Like, good preparation. End of the day, it's just what you can do on the day.
And I think that also when you become a professional athlete, especially in your sport, like, grit is one of the biggest skills and necessary skills needed to be a professional athlete. So I imagine that this setback would only motivate you to work even harder for the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, every every time you don't have that, success, or that you haven't reached your goal, you're always like, okay, what can I do to reach it for that next competition? What are the little, things that I need to change or implement in my training to get to where I need to go?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's been lots of time of reflection and perspective and, chatting with coaches, teammates, or whoever in my support network to get me back on track, go back to training. Like today we've only just come back. So today was our first kind of day to just get the legs ticking over in the gym before we actually jump on the mats tonight. But yeah, lots of things, going on in my mind to prepare me for next year's competitions and what to look for and how the body should be feeling and getting it ready to go again.
So what is the next event that you are training towards?
So our next fighting block starts up again around February and March. So we've got
no rest for the wicked, that's for sure.
No. Yeah, now is our rest period.
Yeah.
But it's still like, you're still preparing. So yeah, competitions or next year is all about, we were just told, gaining lots of ranking points to prepare for Grand Prix, because next year you want to get into the Grand Prix. Like that's where you want to go. It's top ranked 32 per division.
Wow.
So you really got to have your points up to be able to be invited.
Yeah.
And that's the high quality competitions that as athletes, that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, just trying to do whatever you need to do and win fights, get points, go to Grand Prix.
Grand Prix, yeah, wow. Yeah. Wow. So you've obviously done the Oceania and the World Champs, and the Olympics is obviously a big one. And I think RMIT, we're very proud to have an RMIT alumni, not only in the Olympics once, but twice. So tell us a little bit about Paris and Tokyo in those experiences.
So I'll start with Tokyo.
Yeah, please. A little bit harder as well with COVID and everything that was going on. So
yeah. Tokyo was a bit crazy.
Yeah.
It was full on.
I can imagine all the restrictions and everything.
Yeah, it was wild. So like even training, we had people coming in off the street start yelling at us saying you can't be training. It's like, well, we actually have government permission because we're an Olympic sport preparing for the Olympics.
What, really, people would come out here and say those things?
They'd be gone for their walk and they'd come and see us training and think, what the hell's going on? Like, that's illegal. And so we're like, no, actually, we're preparing for the games here.
We're representing your country, yeah.
And so we were allowed to train, thank God.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the one thing that was keeping me sane. It was, I was still able to move my body and go to training and just change the environments and not just be stuck at home the entire time. And then getting to Tokyo, it was...
Did you have to quarantine and things like beforehand, or...?
Luckily, no quarantine beforehand, but definitely when we returned.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
In the hotels, right?
Yeah. Luckily, I was in a good hotel.
Yeah.
I wasn't stuck in Darwin or somewhere. Like,
Oh
I was
my
in
goodness.
Sydney, nice hotel. I had Uber Eats.
Room service on delivery.
Exactly. Like, I was set. I was happy. I was fine, which actually gave me a lot of downtime to really process everything I've just gone through.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Tokyo was a huge deal. Like, first Olympics, I was walking out and I was like so nervous. And I was like, okay, just like tunnel vision on, just like do what you need to do. And luckily I was speaking to my coach who's here still with me today. We actually got a really good game plan going in versus my opponent. And so by the time I walked up the stairs, I had a little bit of jelly legs, but it was all just like reaction. Like I knew what to do. I knew what to look for. And I was scoring points. I was winning. Like it was, everything's going good. But then I mentally like checked out for a few seconds, and she was able to score a few points, and then that's it. Fight's done. She won. I lost. I was like, get me off this stage. Like this is so scary. Like just get me off. And so I quickly like ran off stage, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what I just went through. Like that was too scary because
the emotions running through your head.
The emotions, there's no crowd. It's like you're just by yourself. It's silent. Like there was just like no buzz. It felt really weird. It felt strange. And so...
Are you used to having like the crowd as like almost a motivator for you?
Yeah. Like you love a crowd. Like I love a bit of a crowd, but I love like people cheering out. Like it just creates, that atmosphere, that buzz.
Yeah.
And that is what was brought in Paris.
Ghost town. Oh, well, yeah. In Paris, I imagine, especially after Tokyo.
Yeah, so Tokyo was one thing. And once that was done, I was like, put that behind you. Like, that's finished. Let that go. Tokyo's done.
Yeah.
And so I mentally, everything, just put that aside. Emotionally,
can't fall on it. Yeah.
Like, everything done. And then moving forward, the whole, sporting environment changed. New high performance coach came in, which changed everything, and thank God. Like, it was great. And then leading up to Paris Games, also very tricky, very different, but we were like, we were in other countries from around the world. We were doing training camps with other national teams, and it was fantastic. We had lots of exposure to heaps of high performance athletes, and we were just constantly in a really high performance environment, which really was exciting. It got us really mentally prepared and really focused in. And then going to Paris itself, it was like, you just felt relaxed. Like, you're like, this is nice.
Yeah.
You actually really got to feel what a real Olympic experience is. These were my coaches.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so both my coaches, two coaches, Sokun and Ryan, they were both with me in Paris.
Awesome.
And they're like my best friends. So they were like, we were just together, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
You just relax together. You go walk around the village, or, I'll like jump on a bike and I go exploring a little bit, like what activities are going on.
Did you have much time to do a bit of sightseeing before you competed, or mainly after, or?
Not necessarily. You go in with Taekwondo, you're always like preparing for your weighing. So you're always a bit conscious. You don't want to overexert yourself, so you don't just spend too much energy just like walking around heaps. You're really mindful of going to training, coming back, resting, eating well, and then preparing for weighing, preparing for competition. And so pretty much as soon as we land, you're just like in your routine and you're just going along, and then you weigh in day before competition, you compete, and then you're in this amazing atmosphere, electric grandstand, and absolutely everything around you is just like magnified and incredible.
So, they seem like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're good.
So can you tell us a little bit of the process you have to do a weigh-in? So if you are not at 57, are you then disqualified, or can you just like explain to our viewers who may not know much about Taekwondo, like a little bit more about the process?
Yeah, so for your weight division, so 57 kilogram, you have to weigh in under your that weight to be within your weight category. And so if you're not, then if you say 57.1 kilograms, you're disqualified.
Wow.
You have to be 57.0 or under. And then you have what's called a random weigh in the day of competition. You're given a 5% leeway on top of your weight category. So for me, it's 59.85. And so you have to be within that category to be, good to go. If you're over, you're also disqualified.
Wow.
So that's why like food, nutrition plays such a huge role.
And it links very much into your university degree, which we will touch on in a little bit. But does that happen a lot? Do many athletes ever get disqualified?
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Especially with the tighter divisions in the featherweight categories. And if it's for athletes, sometimes it's really hard to drop that weight, and sometimes you're really pushing just to scrape off a few 100 grams and it just doesn't work. So you do hear a few people and they're like, oh no, we failed. Yeah. Weigh in today. And it's
it's a heartbreak. It's a heartbreak. Yeah. Anyway, back to the Olympics. So can you, the nerves just must have been astronomical. Like, how do you get yourself, tunnel vision, as you said, get yourself focused. You've got the first hurdle of the weigh-in, and then you've obviously got to compete, and then you've got to go through the stages. So how does one person get their mind ready to go?
Lots of mental preparation, lots of sports psychology, but also I have a really good relationship with my coaches. So every time, and with my teammates, so every time there was something in my head, like I'm so vocal, I'll say something straight away, or I'll go to them, or even they'll pick something up that I haven't even noticed yet, and straight away they're on top of it. So we're constantly, talking and, getting everything out onto the mats, literally, so that you're focused, your mind is in a good place, you're thinking, or you're clear-minded, whatever it is, it's just making sure that everything's kind of relaxed, you're not overthinking.
Do you have like a routine that you do before a competition? Like, do you go for a walk or listen to music or anything like that helps you?
Yeah, I always write in my diary
Okay.
before competition, and then I give myself lots of mental visualization leading up to the competition, a month, 2 months, whatever it is,
Yeah.
however long you want to go for. But yeah, usually like pretty much every day you're always thinking about your competition in some way, but definitely writing it all down night before competition is really just clears your mind. Even if it's just like writing down your strategy, or even if it's writing down something random, it's just like you're just getting it all out. And then once it's all out, then you just put it away, and then you just
Have
feel
a good
good.
sleep, yeah.
You just feel like everything's out in the open, and you just feel a bit more rested, and then you're not so like clouded in your mind, because it's always like as you're falling asleep, that's when you start thinking about everything.
Yeah.
And you just want to be able to relax.
Yeah.
Even though
Shut off, yeah.
it's so hard to shut everything off before a competition. Like a lot of the time you barely get a wink of sleep, but you're just like, you just need that downtime, and then you're off. Because as soon as you wake up, you're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you do before a competition? Like, do you do stretches, obviously, or do you have like a routine that you kind of follow like the morning of the competition?
Oh yeah. So yeah, you have your preparation routine, your stretching or your taping, and then you go into kicking pads, kicking the bag, light sparring, and literally anything and everything to get you into that fighting mode, fighting mentality, and just get the body warmed up, and then you're ready to go. They call you up, okay, that's your number. See you later.
Off you go.
And like my coach literally tells me, like as we're about to go out, he goes, make sure you look for your family, because this is the moment these are the moments that you're going to remember. Like fighting, it's going to be done in 10, 15 minutes. Like make sure you look for your family. And I'm like trying to peep out the sides. I'm like, oh, I can't find them. Like, where are they? And then as soon as I walk out, I see my mum and my sister, and they're there with the Australian flag, and they're screaming out, like the two only Aussies in the entire.
Yeah, you can pick them from a mile away.
And they're just going nuts. And I was like, yeah, like there they are. And so you're just walking through. I'm like, oh,
how did that make you feel?
So nice.
Yeah.
Like I was loving it. Like I started smiling, because I was like, I just love this.
This is what I'm here for.
And I really just wanted to like soak it in. Like, yeah, I was a little bit nervous. You're still trying to be like serious or whatever, like to focused. And then you're just like, oh, like this is great. It's just nice.
This is why I've put in all those blood hours, sweat and tears. Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
So do you have like, was that the particular moment, maybe in Paris or something? Was there a moment that you remember most like that just really has resonated or stuck with you?
It was probably that moment. You just realize like you're there with your family in this massive event, and it's like, yeah, like we've done it, like we've made it, like this is
what dreams are made of.
Moment.
Yeah,
exactly. This is where dreams are made of. And so yeah, it was pretty sick.
Wow. And so how did you go at Paris?
So I fought Brazil. I lost to Brazil, but we had 2 rounds, and the first round we were both really struggling to find scores. It was a tough fight. We were both very technical and very smart in our ways. Obviously, she is probably studying me. I was definitely studying her in the lead up to it. So we both had our strategy, and it was very hard to find scores. And she had a register. So it wasn't necessarily a score, it was just like a touch on the chest guard to say that she's touched it and it's like registered. And so she was winning by that register. So I had to try and get a touch or a score to win that round. And as I'm like, attacking, you start to become a bit more open, and she was able to just score a few points in the last few seconds. I was like, okay, reset, first round done. She won by like, I can't even remember, 4 or 5, something. But it was like we were both just at it.
Yeah.
And then she was able to find those points as I'm trying to like attack her.
Yeah.
And then second round, it was 0-0.
So did you just push that first round behind you and just on to the next one? Like didn't dwell on it, just keep going?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
All right, first round, done. And then second round, it was 0-0. And again, both of us, like we're on. Like
going for it.
We're going for it. But we both couldn't find the scores. We couldn't find anything. But she had that register. She got that one little register, we were both just, I just remember we were both just going at it. And then the time was just coming down on us, and she won just by that register. And I was like, I was gutted because I was
Yeah.
like, you just put everything out there. Strategy, everything, like everything's on the mats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you get told that you were competing against her like a few days beforehand, or like what's the process? Because then is it like you kind of, okay, watch a few of her matches and seeing like her techniques, or what's kind of like the process of who you are up against?
So we created a little mock-up draw
Mm-hmm.
based upon rankings.
Okay.
And so we did that with our coaches here. It could be a month, 2 months, however long it was. Actually, no, it probably was like 6 months before we had a mock-up, and we had a few mock-ups because we were like, okay, I could be fighting China first, or I could be fighting Brazil first. So we just studied those two, and we were then able to replicate it at training. So we had a few boys who they're a lot taller, and they were longer legs than I am. So I was like, okay, that's replicating China, and then we got a few shorter guys, and they were replicating Brazil because they're a lot quicker in their movements.
Wow.
So we were able to really create a good training environment to be able to,
match it up.
Match it up.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So by the time the draw came out, which the draw is
You were
released
ready.
the night before the competition,
Right.
we were like, yeah, we got Brazil. Like, let's go. Like,
Let's
I
go.
knew exactly what I needed to do.
You prepared.
Yeah, prepared exactly. I knew what movements to look for. I knew how to react. I knew how to do, like, everything was good.
Mm.
And so that's why I reckon, like, we fought really well. Yes, we weren't able to find the scores, but neither did she up until I had to start attacking because she had that little register. So we did really well defensively and attacking. But yeah, again, it just didn't go my way, and
that's the sport. That's
sport
the way of the
for
game.
ya. Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, it would have been a little bit disappointed not getting the outcome you would have liked, but it's a massive accomplishment in itself to represent your country at the Olympics. Like, it's the biggest of them all. Like, what did that mean to you?
It honestly was definitely one of the biggest highlight of my sporting career, because after Tokyo, I needed to do it again. I was like, I'm not satisfied. Like, I need to do this again.
You're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, again, you just put everything in and you make that decision, like, I'm going to the next games. Like, that's it, done. And then you go to Tokyo and it's like, oh, I'm here. I've accomplished this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I'm here. I'm soaking it all up. And I'm able to have a good run again to show everyone, like, this is how much I've progressed. Like, look at my growth.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but like, look how effing good I am.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, look at me go.
Yeah. I'm on fire.
I'm on fire. Like, look at this. And so yeah, it was just nice to be there with my coaches as well, with like a good team backing me in my corner. Like, I just love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring. So we're going to talk a little bit now about how you were at RMIT. I mean, it's obviously very challenging to not only do uni, but also, be an elite athlete on the side. So yeah, tell us a little bit about what you studied at RMIT, what your course was, where it was, and yeah.
Yeah, so I started at RMIT in 2018. My course was Food Technology and Nutrition, Bachelor of Science, and I actually always wanted to do something that was involved in food, because one, I like eating. Two, Taekwondo is got lots of nutritional benefits to prepare you for weigh-ins and competitions.
Big
so I was
correlation there.
Big correlation. So I was like, all right, I need to study it to know what's happening in my body to get the most out of my food to get the best performance on the mats. That's how I kind of looked at it. And I was looking at everything, but I saw like food tech and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And it was all about like making products, or that's how I saw it. And the whole science behind making product in a lab, and the whole practical side. And then you had the nutrition side, which is all like, finding out all the little nitty-gritties of food, where it comes from, the processes, and the actual nutrient profile it has in the body, how it reacts to the body, and all different body types and, things. And it's all just happening in the body, right? Yeah. And I just really enjoyed it. Like, that's it.
You found your passion.
I enjoyed the food side. I enjoyed the pracs. The science was a bit hard because, it's a learning a new language, chemistry and microbiology. Like, it's a whole new language.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I actually really enjoyed it. And the lecturers were good. The people who I met were really nice. So I really dived into my studies. And, leading into Tokyo, I was full-time up until the year of the games. I then became part-time.
So you were a full-time for 2 years before?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then part-time, which then stretched out for another 2 years.
Yeah.
2-3 years.
And that decision was motivated because you were trying to get to the games.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely, full-time up until Tokyo. Okay, I need to go part-time to just dedicate a bit more time to training.
Of course, yeah.
And then that was fine. And I was able to actually just really focusing on that 1 or 2 subjects at a time. And I actually noticed my grades were starting to get better.
Oh, wow.
Everything was getting better.
Yeah.
And so I just kept that through all the way up until I graduated in 2022.
Yeah. So you stayed part-time into the end then?
Yeah, I then stayed, part-time.
And was your university course, did you have a lot of pracs and was there a lot of in-person hours that you needed to attend to?
Yeah, so my course, a lot of online and then a lot of face-to-face.
Yeah.
So all the pracs and tutorials was face-to-face. And I actually really enjoyed it because it got to, I went in and you're partnered up with someone or a few people and you're just interacting with them. And I always made it fun in some way. Everyone is always a bit serious.
Yeah.
But I know we're going to do well in the subject. We're all passionate for it. We're all locked in to get the best marks. But you're doing something that's a bit more hands-on, and I always enjoy the practical sessions because you're actually creating something, and then you can see the end product, or you're doing a few tests and then you see the results. And I always found that really interesting. And then you're just writing it all up, practice, your method, your results, everything. You're all writing it up. And then you've got the big group project all together. And I actually always enjoyed it. You've got your mind maps going. You've got all the other tools that you're using to put everything onto the paper to finish up your lab report. And I loved it. And then there was one subject where we were actually able to create our own product. But because this was during COVID, we created it all online. And we still had to present it, but it was just fun to be able to create your own logo, put your own little criteria here, or your nutrition labels here, and all other little things that create a food product that you see in your supermarket shelves. It was just fun.
Yeah.
And so that is one thing that I've really been able to take back from my degree, and I want to then create my own nutritional product. So
awesome.
I'm in the process, which has been a long process because Taekwondo takes up a lot of my time. But I do want to create my own protein bar or snack bar to be able to give to high performance athletes so then we can travel overseas. And don't worry, everyone listening, I've already got it all, copyrighted and things.
Yeah, you're onto it.
I'm onto it. But I just want to be able to have something that I've put my work into to be a physical thing, be I created this.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to do. And still whilst I'm competing and have a bit of time on the side to just put my energy into something that's passionate. And then it's using my degree as well.
Yeah.
So
it's a win-win.
Yeah. And you learn about the process of actually creating your product from the very start all the way through to the end.
Yeah.
So again, it's passion and I love it.
Would you say that, completing this university degree also motivated you in your own sport because the crossover was so large? Did you go to university and then learn new things and be okay, I can't wait to put this into my sport and my training?
Yeah, 100%. Especially when you're preparing for your weighing.
Yeah.
And you're working out how to keep up your strength whilst dropping weight, whilst getting all your nutrients into your body, because once you're starting to drop your weight and you're, still exercising high intensity, your body starts to get sick in a way. Like,
Yeah.
but you don't want to be sick when you're training and when you're going to competition. So like, what are the little nutrients, macro things, that vitamins and supplements and everything that I can be ingesting to keep my body functioning at a really optimal healthy level whilst I'm preparing for weigh and whilst I'm cutting down. So it actually played a really crucial role in my journey and learning about food and how to actually eat properly, structurally as well, and creating a really good eating pattern so that I am feeling fueled at training. I am feeling fueled in between fighting rounds at competition. Like, little things played a huge role.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So you were a part of the elite athlete program with RMIT. Can you just tell us a little bit about, how that helped you complete your degree, how that helped you continue training, the amount of hours that you were, and just talk us through a little bit of what the program looked like.
Yeah, so being part of the RMIT's elite athlete program actually gave me a lot of flexibility, but it just kind of like allowed me to de-stress.
Yeah.
In a way. It was like,
a weight lifted off your shoulders.
Exactly. Like, they were so supportive throughout my sporting journey to be like, you go do what you need to do. If we need to, push back an assignment for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is, like even exams, like, do it in the deferred period. Like, all the lecturers, everybody was like on board.
Yeah. They wanted you to succeed.
Yeah. They wanted me to succeed, but they also wanted me to pass.
Yeah.
As well, There was that side where like they still wanted me to do well. And even when I was doing like the practicals, we had to do because there were hurdles, you had to do your practicals to get to pass, right?
Yeah.
They were like, yep, come in at this block and we'll allocate you in this time so you can do it this block when you're here. And then straight away, as soon as like I walk in, like go up to the lecturer and be like, hi, like I'm Stacey, like, because obviously you're always talking through emails at first, but then when you see them in person, they're like, oh my God, you. Like,
I know you.
Yes,
Yeah.
And so they were always so lovely to meet me, and which made me feel really welcomed. And again, de-stress. I was like, okay, now I can like relax and actually just like study or go training or whatever it is.
Yeah, you'll get it done.
I'll get it done. And then when you go overseas, there's the time zone difference. There's a lot of things you got to account for.
Did you have many experiences where you had to watch lectures at like 3 o'clock in the morning while you were competing overseas?
Thank God for technology and recorded online sessions.
Yeah.
But because I did have to watch back the recordings a few times. But yeah, just keeping up to date with everything, you just have to be on. Like, you just have to keep up to date. You have to finish your assignments, early. Like, I was one to finish it early. I didn't want to have to extend it out, if I didn't have to. Like, I was pretty much onto it. And yeah, just keeping up with all the communications between the other students as well, letting them know like, oh, this is my circumstance. Everybody was on board. Like, everybody was so accepting, be like, yep, sure, no worries, bang, bang, bang. Like, everyone was on. It's good.
Yeah.
So it made my life easier knowing that I had that support around my uni, around my studies, because it is hard doing full-time uni, preparing for Olympics, and then, training full-time, and then going part-time study, and then full-time training, going overseas, all these things, Crazy.
So what did an average week look like then when it was you doing uni and also the amount of training that you were doing?
Yeah, training, going to the city, come back, training. The next day you're out in Bandura, practicals, come back, training. It's just constant.
Did you ever get sleep? Doesn't sound like it.
On weekends.
On weekends. How many days a week do you train?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Yeah. So weekends are uni assignments and sleep.
Yeah, study and sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, you need to do it. So did you ever feel like you missed a class or missed a lecture and felt like, oh, like I can't do this. Like, it's too much on my plate. Did you ever have days where you felt like giving up?
Like, at the start, when I was just first, second year, just, kind of figuring it all out, it was really challenging. And then once I became part-time, I just eased up a lot more, because I could see I was getting so stressed out trying to meet all these deadlines, being a full-time student
Yeah.
athlete. And then once I became part-time, I was like, I can see my results getting so much better, in my studies.
Yeah. This is the right decision.
Like, this is the right decision for me, So you just have to listen to your body. What do you need, And obviously that REAP and RMIT, they were so supportive. So just chill out. Go study.
Yeah.
Go training.
Did you have any like strategies like time management or anything like that kind of like helped you on your way?
Yeah, definitely. Time management is everything. You dedicate your week. You see your week. You figure out when you're going to study.
Yeah.
How long to study for. Or, how much work you're going to get out of that time period, and be like, okay, what do I need after that to just catch up on work or whatever it is. Time management and organization is everything, and that is why I think I was able to accomplish what I could do, what I've already done, just because you're on top of it, and you just get the work done. You just do it.
Do you have any advice? What would you say to someone who is enrolled at RMIT that is, maybe struggling with time management or struggling to do their sport whilst they're uni? What would you say to them?
You have to communicate. You literally just have to communicate. And to give yourself time is really important.
Mm-hmm.
If you just feel like you're rushing around all the time, you're not giving yourself time to like sit down and study, like you're not going to put in your best work. And so let's like dedicate yourself time, like figure out where your time is, like work out what your timetable is, look at it on a piece of paper and be like, all right, fit in this, fit in this, can I change this? And it's even talking to like your strength and conditioning coaches to be like, can we change our training time to here so I can have like a big block of studying there, Dedicate days of study, whatever it is, you just have to dedicate your time. Yeah.
And what would you say, if you could say one thing to yourself back when you were a university student, managing your degree and also your sport in Taekwondo, what would you say to your younger self?
I don't know.
Think about it. Would you say keep going, keep being motivated, or
I feel like
something along those lines?
Like
it'll all be worthwhile in the end. Just keep going.
Yeah, you just keep going.
Yeah.
You just keep plodding along and you just keep doing it one day at a time. And don't get too flustered or like stressed out or overwhelmed, because as long as you have your structure and your routine and you just keep to it, like it's all just going to fall into place and you're going to get the work done. If you've dedicated yourself this time to finish, an assignment, get it done in that time. Don't wait till the next study block, because you've already got other things, coming up within the next few days that's going to be impacted on if you don't get it done, the day before you need to or whatever it is. Like, just get it done.
Get it done.
That's it.
Very, very simple words. So what's next for you? You touched on it a bit earlier, but where will we be seeing you on the mat in the future?
Yeah. Oh, like in training or?
Yeah, in training, in, you've obviously wanting to start up your own protein bar. Like, what are we going to look out for in the future?
Yeah, so yeah, it's business, having your own food product business. It's called Sweet Leaf Australia.
Look it up.
I'll put that in there. Yeah. But yeah, just training, working on, side hustles, whatever it is. I do, Taekwondo workshops, to go around to schools, and I do lots of things with the schools.
Yeah.
And really just trying to keep up with like community work in Taekwondo and just being a good athlete.
Yeah, definitely.
Being a good teammate.
Yeah.
Being a good family
and role model
person.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got Los Angeles or Brisbane on the cards as well?
Oh, yeah. Those big ones.
Those big ones. Those are all the chestnuts. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely LA is in the future. Like that is the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And so, but I am just taking it 1 year at a time.
Yeah.
Only because like 2028 is still a while away.
Yeah.
We know that's the goal, but to get
ticking
there.
over. Yeah, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
Like one day at a time.
Yeah.
One competition at a time.
Yeah, get your points up.
Get the points up first.
Mhm.
Get into Grand Prix, and then, you know, the next games, like, that's going to come around pretty quickly.
Mhm.
So everything from now to then is going to be impacting each other. So as long as you just keep going to training, that's it. Done.
Well, I'm very excited to see what your future looks like, and I certainly hope to see you on the world stage. No doubtedly, I probably will in the future. Stacey, thank you so much for your time. You've been very inspiring to myself, and I'm sure all of our viewers as well, who may be struggling themselves with managing their sport and their university degree. But if Stacey can be a role model example of that, you can get it done. So just get it done is the quote we're taking away from today.
Get it done.
Get it done. Yeah, and I'll link your protein bar. Definitely check that out. For all the athletes out there looking for a little bit of extra kick to keep them going, and how do I say this? Do your degree, do your work, and eat a protein bar.
Yeah, that's it. Literally, fuel yourself and do well.
And your mind.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Stacey. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
See you at the next one.